Welcome to another Being Outdoor product pick. This is October 2015 and we are holding in our hand the 2015 all-new Elite Archery Synergy. Elite Archery is one of our big bow lines that we carry and we do a lot with. Elite last year released their Energy 35, Energy 32, and they had their Spirit. The 35 and 32 were their main hunting bows. We sold a bunch of those bows, and personally I've used those bows last year, very successful with them, and I really liked them. But one of the most, I guess, sought after bows that Elites had in recent memory was the Answer. The Answer was, to me, a perfect blend of brace height and axle-to-axle specifications that just really worked well for me. Maybe not for everyone else, but it worked well for me. And from what I got from most customers, they really enjoy the Answer too. But Elite dropped that bow last year and are kind of revisiting that with the Synergy. So let's get into the specs. The Synergy is 33.5-inch axle to axle. I can't remember off the top of my head what the Answer was axle to axle, but it was very similar to that. I do know the Answer was a 7-inch brace height. This bow is a 7 3/8-inch brace height, so very forgiving bow. Some of the features from Elite that we've seen in the past, the last 2 years, they've done the Cerakote, which it gives tighter tolerances for the mods and the cams. It also aids in protection from elements and rust and corrosion. And now I think they've branded that the Pro Coat. But you'll see that with the camo bows. This will be a brown, what they call Patriot brown color. You'll see that also in the Elite QADs. In the Sniper Gray is the other color that you'll see on Ninja bows. But this is what that Patriot brown looks like. You'll see that Cerakote finish there. You'll see it in the opposite cam and module here, and then you'll also see it on the bent cable rod as well. Another thing to note is a few years ago, Elite shifted to the Winner's Choice strings. I really enjoy the Winner's Choice string decision. It makes my job a whole lot easier. What I do with bows, and I've done with this bow, is I normally put a whisker biscuit on it just right off the bat, and I'll have a customer or I'll shoot it anywhere from 5 to 10 times. That seems to settle the strings in really nicely with just that few amount of shots. Slip the peep in, and 99.9% of the time we have very little peep rotation from thereafter. Winner's Choice string was a very good move the Elite made, and so when you buy your premium bow, you have a premium set of strings on there. I know other people will have their pet favorites and believe other things are better, and I'm sure there may be better things out there, but for a stock set of strings on a bow, these are very nice strings just right out of the box. You don't have to go worry about changing them. If you'll notice, the limb saver color is a little bit different, but these are the same limb savers that they've had on there before. Okay, they're the same ones that they have. There's a little different design. That's where you have that brown color. One thing interesting about Elites, which helps them to be so quiet, is they come with the string leeches in the bow. Okay, and you also have your little speed knocks there to help quiet down the bow. Elite also this year, a subtle change they made was with the string stop. Okay, this string stop has the same Patriot brown color, and it has the Elite logo there. Okay, and before, if you remember, it was just a rubber piece at the end of a rod that had a little curvature. It served its purpose well, but that was just a nice upgraded feature that Elite did. Elite also shifted last year to the cage riser design, which offers more support and stabilization for a more stable type bow, and that they've kept that this year. This is in the Realtree Extra Camo pattern. I'll bring it up here close again so you can see that pattern. With the Elite bows, this is a color fusion process that is used with their bows. And the camo patterns, I can always say, with Elite bows, and there's other companies that do it too, with Elite bows, really bring patterns to life. These bows you can get in Realtree Extra. You can get them in Ninja, which is all black. You can get them in Realtree Max 1. You can also do Realtree Snow as well. One cool feature that you can also do is you can mix and match. You can have a black riser with camo limbs, or you can have a camo riser with black limbs. and that's certainly up to the consumer. Another cool thing that Elite does is and other companies I think have been bringing this along more and more, is that you have the option of 65-pound limbs. You can still get 50, 60, 70. I don't think they do 80-pound limbs anymore, if I'm not mistaken, but they still, you can get 65-pound limbs. For me, that's that perfect blend between 70 and 60. You give that little extra muscle, but you're not right into the 70, because we all want to save our shoulders as much as we can. But that 65-pound is a nice blend. You still have that power, but you're not getting up to 70, or maybe guys just can't pull quite enough weight. But this is the Elite Archery Synergy, okay? And I'm going to shoot a couple arrows through it so you can kind of get the feel. Something else to note that I didn't mention before, if you look close on their website, the cam design on these bows is just a little bit different than the 35 and the 32. Okay, so that's a little bit different cam design. Elite also has the limb stops here on both cams. That's what gives that solid back wall the Elite is known for. And so I'm going to shoot the bow a couple times so you can get a feel of the draw cycle, and I'll talk about the shot and things like that, and hand shock and all that good stuff. Let's see, get everything settled here. All right. Very smooth. This bow is a preview bow, so it's set at 60 pounds. Very smooth. I would say the draw cycle is as smooth as a 35. Could even be a tad bit smoother, but that draw cycle is just smooth as it can be. I will demonstrate in just a second the cam system, about how shootable this bow really is. Just like the Answer and a 35, but this is very similar to the Answer, to where you feel like you almost have to push it forward. It's not going to try to jerk your arm off. If you have shoulder injuries, typically, as a general rule, Elites, a 60-pound Elite will feel like 50 pounds. A lot of times guys can go up 10 more pounds than they think they could if they've had a shoulder injury or something like that, because Elites are that smooth. This bow, I didn't say earlier, IBO's at 325 feet per second. All right, and I'm going to shoot the bow again. I'm going to demonstrate that cam system, but really a perfect, in my opinion, hunting bow as far as specs, brace height, and ATA, and then with that cam system, because you can draw back and you can just hold it. If a deer's looking at you, or you just need to hold it just for a few seconds, just kind of steady your aim or whatever, you can do that. Last year, when I was out bear hunting, when I drew back on that bear with my Answer, because that Answer at the time, I drew back and I looked, I focused my shot, and just as a extra precaution, I leaned off, took another look, and leaned back in and settled my pin again, all at full draw. That's something that you can only do with a bow that has that type of cam system that will allow you that much movement. And I did all that sitting down too. I wasn't standing up. I was sitting down in a lighter tree stand. And that's one reason I've always kind of been sucked into Elites ever since I've shot one, because for hunting conditions, which is what I do only, that is the perfect blend, having that shootability and being able to give you that little bit of wiggle room in the stand, because we all know what nerves feel like, and you don't want to be drawing back on the bow and doing this in a tree stand. Okay, so I'm going to shoot this again and kind of demonstrate the cam. I'm going to come to full draw on the bow, and I'm going to kind of let it go, or let it down easy, and hopefully you can be able to see how much I'm actually pushing this forward to let it down. I'm not relaxing, I'm having to push forward to let down on this bow. Okay, come to full draw, and we got a solid wall, and I'm going to start to let down. Now I'm pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. You can see you almost have to push forward to let down on that cam system. There's been bows I've shot in the past where you come to full draw, and if you lose concentration for just a second, it's wanting to pull forward. With this bow, you start pushing, letting down, and you really can't tell when it's going to go ahead and go forward because you have that much of a wiggle room there when you start to go forward. One thing I did notice, without a stabilizer, I had just a tiny bit of hand shock. With stabilizer on there now, I don't have any. But this is the Elite Synergy. This is new for 2015. We have these in our local shop here in Clemmons. You can drop by, you can shoot them, and see what you think. We have them in a variety of colors, and certainly if we don't have what you want in stock, we can order. If you have any questions about Elite bows, or just about you think about making the switch to Elite, or you just have questions about maybe you're having a problem with your Elite bow or something like that, give us a call at 336-564-2400. If you don't get us on the phone, leave a message, we'll call you back, normally within 24 hours. You can also email us at Eric, E-R-I-C, at beanoutdoors.com, and there you can email us, and sometimes that's a quicker way to get a hold of us, but we can answer your emails, answer any question you have about Elite Archery. You can also go to Elite's website at www.elitearchery.com, and there you can check out their full bow lineup. They have a full accessory lineup. They have stabilizers, they have quivers, they have a QAD rest, they now have a wrist, I can't think of it, a wrist sling for it. They also have the Elite bow cases logoed. So there's a variety of accessories to go with your Elite bow, and we can help you with that. But this is the 2015 Elite Synergy, and stay tuned as we come back with you with a new review next month. Thanks for watching.